Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, let me know what you think. Now, I've been seeing some of the photos floating around social media from Mimosas, and everybody looked so beautiful. It seems like everybody there in attendance had an amazing time. And I didn't expect anything less. We all know that Melody she exudes excellence, and she talk about it all the time. Go big, go home, go big or go home. And she also talks about, representation, when you stepping out and stuff like that. She says she don't even let her kids step out and not be representing her well. So everybody knows that Melody, everybody that is a true supporter of Melody knows that she exudes excellence all the time. So in everybody that supports her, I believe that they got the memo. And because out of all her events, we've heard nothing but greatness coming from the feedback from all of her events. So this one here, we already knew that the people that attended was going to be in, was going to step up to the plate as well. Well, I'm going to say almost everybody, because I have no idea. When I seen Trish and Ken, I was like, are they going on a date? Where? I was like, I know that I have, what they had on did not appear to go with Melody's event at all. The color scheme that they had on, the attire, everything that they had on, they just needed to be ushered back in the house and redirected to put on some clothes, act like you're going somewhere, act like you, no, this is a Black excellence. And I don't know what Trish came out like she was going to, I don't know where they thought they were going. But everybody else that attended, besides Trish and Ken, kudos to y'all. And I don't know why people are talking about Sunny's dress. I didn't mind Sunny's dress. She had on proper attire, and it was the right color. So if people had no complaints with Trish and Ken, they doggone sure shouldn't have had any complaints with Sunny. But not to take anything away from Melody's amazing event, I just couldn't help but wonder when I started seeing all of the cast from Lamh Huntsville that attended Melody's event. I couldn't help but wonder, was this planned all along for the Lamh Huntsville cast to crash Melody's Mimosas, knowing that the Melometers would be present so they can seem genuine and, act like they're pro Melody? Or were they added to the festivities, or were they added to be part of the lineup after the fact? I just wonder, did Carlos ask Melody for a way to try to make it right with her and her fans after he allowed his cast to speak so negatively about all of us all season, on and off of Lamh Huntsville? He had them follow, he had his cast follow up with the bashing by having his cast interview with Dr. Heavenly and Dustin to further bash Melody fans. while, you know, Carlos continued to do his dirt behind the scenes of having bigger bloggers or bigger channels call the Melometers out for a mess that they had to obviously be force fed, because the people keep on saying, I don't watch the show. So if you don't watch the show, you don't follow these people, you don't know anything that's going on, how can you speak on something that you have no knowledge about unless you're being force fed the information? But because after all the name calling, the bashing, the blaming without an ounce of proof, and even the lawsuit, and now all of a sudden, all the available cast is showing up knowing the Melometers would be in attendance. That's not a coincidence. Something don't smell good. But I wonder, did OWN threaten Carlos and tell him that he better fix them ratings and get them fixed fast? Because, you know, if it had just been one or maybe two Lovemere Tunstfield cast that showed up to Melody's Mimosas, then you'll be like, oh, they just, you know, trying to be nosy, or they're trying to, like, say for instance, if the Fletcher showed up, then people wouldn't think too much and put too much emphasis on it, or they wouldn't try to look at it or be wondering, like, or looking at it with a side eye, because Nell and Melody, they have some type of relationship. And it could have been, people could have just chalked it up to maybe that's Nell's way of making up for missing Melody's last event. And she said she was going to do better, so maybe that was her way of doing better. But you got all available cast showing up at this event. I know Stormy didn't show up because, you know, Stormy is still riding her wave of firing Kyle and trying to, you know, play Miss Rich. So she got her nose turned up thinking that she's better than everybody else, especially Melody. So it would probably be beneath her to attend, because she don't need anybody anymore because she's going viral on TikTok. And then Letitia, she didn't show up because she is in Vegas hosting her mom's birthday bash. And who else? You got Destiny. Destiny wouldn't dare show up. Now that, if she showed up, then you really would have known it was some mess in the game. But with all the mess that Destiny has talked on and off camera about Melody, after being gone for all of these for a couple of seasons, and to come back and start right back where she left off, people would have picked it up immediately and been like, oh no, it's a mess in the game. These people are not here for Melody. These people were sent by Carlos. But I do believe that they were all sent. I don't believe that it was a coincidence, or all of these people just got together and said, oh yeah, let's just go celebrate Melody. Let's go support Melody. I really don't think it was done genuine. I don't think it was a genuine gesture for all these people to show up. But I believe Melody, she already knew what time they were, what time it was. She was already clocking them and what they were trying to do. And it probably was mentioned to her to allow the cast to show up. And she was like, okay, not a problem. She'll let it ride, let it happen, and that way, and not say anything to anybody. So it can be a genuine reaction on both sides. And because she wanted to let them, she wanted them to see what an actual excellent networking event entails. You know, unlike blacks, they what is they hosting their black network or black expo, not going anywhere, not doing anything or whatever, or even though they have much to plan it still come out like trash. But anyway, and Melody probably wanted to have the cast eat their words that they spoke on the Melometers, that they've been speaking on the Melometers. They continue to speak on the Melometers. So she probably did agree to the cast showing up to her event. So when the Melometers are mingling and they're all amongst them, then you can't. What can you run back and say? Oh, the Melometers did this to me. Well, mighty funny, they didn't do any of that. No confusion was caused when they were in your presence at the Mimosas. So what are we talking about here? So I believe that somehow, some way, this was a way that the cast was sent there by Carlos. Because Marcel made it clear that the Melometers were not welcome at Black. He called us all deplorables, and he said he hated every last one of us and couldn't wait for Love and Marriage Huntsville ratings to come out. So, like, Marcel, what happened to all of that? What happened to all that mouth? But even though I do believe that Marcel, without a doubt, Marcel would, given the chance, I believe that he would attend a Melody event on his own without Carlos asking him to, because one, he is so fond of Melody, but he can't really, and you know, everybody sees it, but he can't really mingle with Melody because of Tisha. But I believe just as much as Marcel likes Melody, I believe that he hates Melody just as much. It's not just Tisha. I believe Marcel hates her as well, because he hates the fact that as much as he runs his mouth trying to outwit people, and no matter how many degrees Tisha rack up, they still can't hold a candle to Melody in business or any place else. So, yeah, I believe that Marcel would attend on his own. And this event, Melody's event this past weekend, I believe that was the perfect event for Marcel to attend, because with Tisha being out of town, no nagging or whatever, and plus he was able to go there and probably gain some knowledge, like I say, see what a real Black expo or real networking event entails, instead of that cheap begging for $100 before the show is to start, that they put whatever that mess is that they keep putting on at Black, talking about they about to take it on the road. Anyway, but plus Maurice, now Marcel being there is, yeah, okay, because like I say, Marcel, I believe that he would go, had it not been for if Tisha wouldn't stand in the way, and the fact that Marcel loves to copy other people's work and take the credit for it. So no doubt that he would have went, just if it wasn't nothing but to get some networking or try to mimic her ideas. But Maurice, now this one cannot be explained. I don't care how they flip the coin. This Maurice showing up, it can't be explained. Maurice started a legal battle with some of the Melody supporters only to get that boomerang effect and get a lawsuit brought against himself and on. So him and Kimmy showing up to Melody's event, knowing he would be amongst Melody supporters, that's not something that I believe that they would just overlook just to show support for Melody. You can't pay me to believe that they did. This is no coincidence. In my opinion, Carlos and the cast, their plot to try to push Melody out yet again this season, it didn't work in their favor. And once again, they're trying to use Melody and her fans to make people think that Melody and the Lamh Tunstall cast, that they're good, that they're in a good space, that, everything is all cozy, and they're hoping to get people to end the blackout. And that's probably the reason for this hiatus that Lamh Tunstall has been on, to allow Melody her Mimosas gathering, to bring the people together, try the cast and her fans, to bridge that gap and hopefully get the viewers back watching Lamh Tunstall, to try to save Carlos and the Scotts from being unemployed, because, and Destiny and Martel, because outside of them, the Scotts, Destiny and Martel, them six, everybody else will probably be okay. But Carlos, for doggone sure, I believe that's why he sent them people there, to try to overthrow the people, try to make an illusion. Oh, we're good. Everybody's good. We're all one big happy family over here, Lamh Tunstall. So we can just end the blackout. Let me know what y'all think. But anyway, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.